I say we roll with it then.
Let's do it. Whatever.
Ooh.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. I'm Shane and I'm here with Charles, Christopher, Jonathan, Brandon is here for another episode of Wednesday's Wins and Wiffs of the Week. What's up, guys?
What is up?
Hey, what's up, Shane?
Thanks for having us on.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I think I wasn't on the last Wins and Wiffs. I mean, who knows? By the time this one airs, I'll probably have been on
just a
one more recently, but
word of advice: I would skip that one and don't watch it, and then probably don't watch the straight episode that we did without you.
I take my direction from Chris's life, and just like Chris, I don't watch the show anymore. I barely have time to record the show, let alone rewatch the hours that we sit here recording it.
I just put it on in the car.
Yeah, I put it on when I'm I just let it play, and sometimes I'll
watch
mute
every
it. But,
single one.
Yeah,
I used to. I don't have time anymore. I tried to watch the figure description episode, the last one that we just posted.
Yeah.
Fell asleep at 5 minutes. It was awful.
I started watching
freaking awful.
Toy Federation. I didn't know about it until Charles said something, and I was like, "Wow, this is a pretty good show." The podcast, you're right. The podcast is very boring. It was like I think I fell asleep during it, but the other episodes were they bring in collections and
that's your life. I picture you as that guy. Like that's you.
Like being in a toy store and then guys just walking in and.
right.
I found it interesting that he doesn't even sell parts. So, like, when you try and buy, like, parts or accessories, none of it is for sale. He only buys them, but he won't sell them, and he saves them, and he builds things.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few guys that we know in the hobby that do that. But then, inevitably, what happens? At some point, like every other year, they have these giant tubs, and they just dump them on the floor.
Well,
because they can't build everything.
You notice, like, it'll be like the bigger type items, right? You don't see people getting rid of their excess Death Star ropes or their excess trash or their excess whatever. You'll see like the big panels and like the extra stuff, like the cardboard and all this stuff like that. That's takes up too much room. Or like the base plates for like Land of the Jawas or a Hoth base. You see people get rid of those, but you never see people get rid of the other parts that are with them. Very rarely do you see people that do that because you keep them for other sets that you want to complete.
I wonder if those guys are good at watching the like the Wanted Wednesday type posts. In other words, they have a whole lot of parts. It's not easy to finally complete something, but if they find somebody who's actively looking for that piece. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say top dollar, but they know that they can get a decent amount of money.
For it. Like they bought this store next to them, and they run like their eBay sales out of it. Yeah. They hired like people that just like run eBay.
Yeah, that's smart.
So,
because remember all those stores that used to pop up that were eBay stores? Kind of like in 40-Year-Old Virgin. He tried to walk in and buy something. Like, no, you can't buy something here. This is only eBay.
Yeah.
That was a short-term thing.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Why we're here? It is Wednesday, and that means it's time to share our new Wins of the Week. All right, John's got his hands raised, and that means he's going first. John, it's time for your Win of the Week.
Win of the Week.
All right, and that's the time that I like to tell everybody to please support our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/5idiotstalkingtoys, you can follow everything we do there. You can get some extra content. We make a series of episodes just for those folks called 5 Idiots After Dark. So you can check that out. You can also get previews for all of our episodes like this one, as well as previews to collections that are about to go up for sale on Rogue 5 Toys. Back to you, John.
Now that I have a mouthful of food, thanks, Shane.
I can go first, Jane, if you want.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was
Daddy.
looking at the camera. I wasn't looking at his
No, that's
mouth.
fine.
So I do
Okay,
not
Charles
have a
goes
win
first.
of the week, so you can go back to John.
All right. You should have waited till he took another bite.
All right. So, in my pursuit of the Black Manta,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
here we go.
guys, you ready?
Let's do it.
I'm over this.
I didn't even get anything close to the Black Manta, but I did pick up this Executioner
Execution.
from the X-Men '97 line. It's a really cool figure. It's based on the comic book and the cartoon that's out now. And wildly popular cartoon.
Where is that streaming? Is that Netflix
Disney.
or?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, it's Disney. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's folded into Disney now. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is put out by Hasbro. It's like the Marvel Legends size and everything. So this is Wave 2. The Executioner's song was a big, Wave 2. It was a big, huge comic book event back in the early 90s. And it features this guy, the Executioner. And Wave 2 has these figures in it. And they're from the X-Men 97 cartoon.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So X-Men 97, is it just a rehash of the show from the 90s, or is it actual new shows?
It's new. It picks up where they left off.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
You can open
Where
that?
they left off. You know what? I think I'm going to do a video of me opening that because I do want to open it. I mean, it's a cool figure.
Yeah, do an extra video. More content.
What's his 2-second synopsis? What's his background? I don't know Executioner.
2-second synopsis. He is an
And
FBI
that's 2
agent.
seconds. Thank you.
He's an FBI agent who goes after evil mutants, but he turns
okay.
bad and goes after good ones, and then turns good again. And
Oh my goodness, what a saga!
Nice. Thanks for ruining the story.
yeah. Well, the comic book came out in '93, so
Oh, and Cyclops is in that wave. Somebody on this show said Cyclops was the worst. I remember that.
Cyclops
Yeah, I liked Cyclops.
right there. And there's Nightcrawler. I've been looking for Nightcrawler, so that's my new pursuit, Charles.
Yeah.
Finding the
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler.
Keep your eyes peeled, Charles.
Wasn't the actor who played Nightcrawler like one of the guys in James Bond at GoldenEye or something? I remember
In
recognizing him.
You mean the guy who played Darth Maul?
Is that who it was? Nightcrawler? No, it wasn't he like the nerdy guy in GoldenEye?
Oh gosh, what was his name? I can't think of his name.
Because he was in the video game too. He's the computer programmer.
Rick Moranis.
That's who it is. I knew.
Honey, I shrunk my X-Men. Yeah, I think it was. He looks kind of like him, if it's not exactly him. But
Yeah.
I remember Nightcrawler from the movies. All right, Charles, you really don't have a win.
I don't know.
All right, very good. I'm going to go to myself then,
Even better.
real quick.
I'm gonna
And
look up.
I added a new vintage case to the collection. I've been after this one for a little bit now. And in my typical fashion, I actually have more than one. So I'm going to give a close examination of these. This one's got, the seam that's split there a little bit. But I actually came across two of them in a very short period of time, and I jumped at them because I hadn't seen many opportunities to get them. So I'm going to take a look at them and make a decision of which one to keep. But the back is in pretty nice shape. Doesn't have the sticker or anything, but the snap is fully intact.
They're expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the price has changed in the last couple of months, but I felt like it was a good deal. So
Where'd you find it?
That's clean.
on Facebook.
Okay.
That's
On
clean.
Facebook in one of the groups. So it's got the signature red trays. I know the red trays also come in one of the Empire cases. I believe is it the Wampa case they come in?
Correct.
Yeah. So it's got the character labels on it, which I don't mind. I like that. You guys know I like to see stuff that looks like it was part of a kid's collection and he played with them and stuff. So Some people like to see all the unapplied stuff. That's like a different vein of collecting, in my opinion. So, it's in good shape. It's definitely displayable. I believe I have all the other cases. There may be one case that I'm missing that is even maybe a common case, but I was very happy to get this. So, my favorite is Jedi. A lot of fun characters on there and scenes that I like. So I'm happy to add that to the collection on one of my shelves over here where I have my other cases.
Didn't that also come in tan interior? Or which one was that came in tan interior?
There's an Empire case that came in gray and red and maybe tan, and then the original one is only gray, right? Like the Star Wars one is just in
like
gray.
A Yoda one that came in tan, maybe.
Maybe, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. So I think I have the Yoda and I have the Wampa. I think there's like one kind of common one I'm missing, and then I'll have them all.
Do you have the ESB one?
I have. You know what? I might not have the transition case.
Yeah.
I might not have the transition case, but I believe I have the Yoda one and I'm seeing the Yoda one right now, and I have the Wampa one next to it. So I'll have to figure out.
Is that the short clasp or the long clasp?
This is a medium clasp. Yeah.
Medium.
Is it a hard button or a soft button?
Medium.
Brandon, didn't we see 2 years ago like a mint one of these cases? Or I don't know if it was an Empire case. Remember we went early in the morning and we saw like a completely unused case. It was beautiful. I think it was like $600 or something, $500 or $600. It was beautiful.
That was on rogue5toys.com.
Well, we saw one at somebody's booth when we were setting up the year we had a booth.
I saw one at a store on the East Coast. I think they wanted like $450 for it, and it was like pretty nice shape as well.
Yeah, this thing was like untouched.
I couldn't believe the prices that those cases get.
They sell $400 all day long for a clean one.
Yeah. So, I'm just happy to have one in decent shape that's not all torn apart with the clip all ripped off and no handle. And
they must be kind of rare because I don't really see them all too often, and they were probably done producing those by the end of the line. They're like, no more cases.
Pictures tell the story, buddy. Pictures tell the story.
I don't know
the story.
Yeah, I don't know if these came out earlier and not, and then everybody just went with the Vader and C-3PO cases, because those are the ones I had as a kid. I don't know if I had one of these vinyl cases, but all right, let's go to. How about you, Chris? Do you have a win this week?
I do.
All right, let's do it.
Sold this item on Rogue 5 Toys to one of the shoppers. Asked me to get it graded for him. Came back from CAS today, and it was this.
Ooh.
This is Indiana Jones, and this came out of the map room. And he comes in a seal baggie. The baggie wasn't sealed. Everything was opened, so he wanted it loose graded. So I sent it in for him. And actually, you know what? It only took maybe 5-6 months. It didn't take too long. So, I know most of them take 3 months or so. This one's a lot more work, but
their presentation is ridiculous on those. I love it.
Awesome.
It's really cool. I love that pickaxe.
And this is why guys love CAS, because AFA is not doing this. So, this looks absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Does that staff have an official name?
Staff.
STAFF.
I think it's like the staff, I don't know. It's the staff of something,
Staff of Raw?
Yeah, something like that. Right. Staff of Raw.
Yeah.
Staff infection?
You know what that You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Charles, because that was pulled out of a playset. Like, that's what Charles does. He pulls all of his Lego figures out of the playsets and just tosses the playsets in the garbage.
So it got graded in 90.
Not anymore.
92.2.
92.2?
Yes.
Wow.
Congratulations to the wonderful buyer.
Okay.
Shopper. You call him a shopper before.
Shopper.
Right.
I hate using the word customer. I just hate that word.
All right. It's time for Monsieur Alamo to give us his win of the week.
So this will be for sale to a future shopper.
A future customer.
A future customer. I don't know who it's going to be, but
I do.
We'll see. Oh, it's not that. I wanted to show this because it's so nice.
Ooh, wow.
But I picked this up in a collection of mocks that I just posted on the sales page today. It's an AFA 80 Luke 21 back transition card.
Whoa.
Honestly, don't know why this got an 80 because it is amazing. But it got straight 80s across the board. I mean, they're pretty harsh on their mock grading, just like their figures as well. But really nice shape, unpunched.
Beautiful.
That
Beautiful
card
clear
looks
bubble.
ridiculous. What did that card get?
80s across the board.
Oh, jeez. That card
They don't break it out like
nuts.
CAS where they tell you like how close it was to an 85 or 80 plus or whatever, but beautiful card back. So that's my win. I'm going to enjoy this for the next 10 minutes. And then when you see me on my phone, it's because I'm posting it.
When you guys see a card like that, doesn't it kind of like boggle your mind? Like you would never even see a card that nice on the shelf, like in 1981. Like it wouldn't even have made it that nice onto a Toys R Us shelf. Like I can't believe there's a card that's still that nice.
When's that going to be for sale?
What's that?
When's that going to be for sale?
10 minutes.
Well, when this episode airs, it would have been
probably already
sold
sold.
like 3 weeks ago.
So I'm going to list mine right now then.
Good. I want to see what you list it for. That's another nice one. See, unpunched too.
Yeah, but the graded one is way nicer.
So we'll see what happens. But
Too bad
Charles-
Too bad
for a while.
Christopher just touched it without a glove on.
Exactly.
Garbage.
Diner hands.
well, I was just snow shoveling a plate of pasta, so I needed to put on gloves.
Yeah. All right.
Well, good
All
luck with
right.
those.
Anybody have a whiff of the week?
I have a small one, I guess you could say.
Here we
It's
go.
actually a win and a whiff. But
All right. Well, you're on the clock, so
Here
hit
we
us with
go.
it.
So I got to meet one of our viewers and page supporters and Patreon supporters, Lynette Snow. Got to meet her this past week. She flew into San Diego for work, and she asked what stores were around. So I gave her the 3 stores that I go to fairly regularly. And so we met up at one store, the one that I go to the most. I guess so. That's the win. Getting to meet Lynette, that was great, and getting to hear her story. And she's a big Yoda collector, and so hopefully Greg will make it out next time she comes out because he didn't make it out this time. He's a big Darth Vader collector. So the whiff, I guess, is the fact that she was not able to buy any vintage Star Wars from any of the stores here because either it's overpriced or they didn't have any to sell. So that's the whiff. And she also missed 2 giant Yoda like promotional giveaway. Those big Yodas that were, yeah.
My hands are not even near the keyboard.
Remember those Yodas that had like, I don't know, like Pepsi. You win like a giant life size.
Oh
Yoda.
yeah. And he's in the action pose with the lightsaber,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, they
Yeah.
had, as soon as she left, literally the next day I went back to the store and they had 2 giant Yodas that they had just put up, not for sale, but they just put it up in the store just for like display pieces or whatever. So that would have been pretty cool. But she had a great time.
I love when stores put up items that are not for sale.
I know. You said that's hot in Long Island, right?
It's all over Long Island.
We
You
have
go
that
into
toy
a-
store near us.
Museum.
You go into the toy store, nothing's for sale. You can't,
Still
like,
nothing.
you legitimately cannot buy anything.
Meanwhile, you go into John's store, he's trying to sell you the shirt he's wearing. Like he'll sell you anything, He's trying to yeah. And these jerks in Long Island are making a museum.
He's got this. He's like trying to sell the energy drink that he had on. This was live on an episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Here it is signed for $10.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Thanks for joining us for another Wins and Whiffs of the Week. We appreciate you. Please like the video, comment, and tell us what your favorite win was, and also subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to visit our Patreon. The link is below. See you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.